Welcome to the Supreme Total Fitness Coaching Show. I am your coach, Bishop Don Jenkins. Where our motto is we are getting better and we are moving forward. Watch this, one day at a time. One day at a time, one thing at a time, one area at a time. But our intention and our focus is to get better and to move forward. I am a holistic coach, so we focus on the spirit, body, and the soul. Let me say that again. We focus on the whole you, the whole man, the spirit man, the physical man, and the soul, the mental and the emotional man. Yes, we do. We are not a preaching show, but our foundation as a spiritual coach is the Word of God. And the scripture of this ministry, of this coaching business, comes out of 3 John 2. It says, "Beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health, just as your soul prosper." I pray that you may prosper in all things. Now, watch this. And be in health. Come on out there. Whoever you're out there, say it behind me. And be in health. And be in health. And be in health. It is the will of God that you and I be in health. Come on now. Come on now. I'm not here to preach at you. I feel something coming on me. But it is God's will that we be in health. Those of you out there that are spiritual, do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit? So we want to take care of this temple. We want to take care of this temple. We want to take care of this temple from a spiritual perspective, from a physical perspective, from a mental perspective, and from an emotional perspective. So we focus on spiritual health, physical health, mental health, and emotional health. Our ultimate goal is that you become spiritually fit, physically fit, emotionally fit, and mentally fit. Do you know that life is full of ups and downs and changes and turnarounds, good and bad and happy and sad? But the goal is for us to be intentional, one day at a time, to get better and to move forward from a holistic standpoint. So we welcome you to this week's coaching session, where over this entire month, we've been focused on the spiritual and the physical health. And so I'm going to wrap up a motivational coaching session because I want to motivate you to make changes. I said I want to motivate you to move forward. I want to motivate you to get better from a spiritual standpoint, from a physical standpoint, from a mental and emotional standpoint. I want to motivate you to be intentional about getting better and moving forward. So let's do a quick recap. On last week, we talked about the 7 D's to bettering yourself. In order for me and you and all of us to demonstrate the best version of ourselves, I believe there's 7 D's that can, if we do these things, that will push us into that next level, that next dimension, that next version of bettering ourselves. The principles that you and I need to always live by. I'm going to give you 3. There's many principles, but I'm going to give you 3. These are 3 foundational principles from a spiritual and a practical standpoint that in order for us to get better, in order for us to move forward, one day at a time, because God only gives us 24 hours. So one day at a time, to make that step, to make that movement, these are 3 principles, I believe, that are foundational principles, whether it's from a spiritual, mental, emotional, or physical standpoint. It's called knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. You will always hear me in every one of my coaching sessions start off with this principle, whether it's a mental or emotional or a physical or a spiritual. These are foundational principles to live by. Somebody out there say knowledge. Somebody out there say understanding. Somebody out there say wisdom. Watch this. Knowledge is information. And if you and I are going to get better and make progress and become the best version of who we are, we have to have the knowledge of what we need to do, the knowledge of how to do it, so that we can be intentional about getting better. So knowledge is information, but information by itself is just information. But understanding, now we got to get the comprehension. We have to understand the knowledge, understand the principles, understand the steps, understand the process in order for us to get better and to move forward. We have to have the perception and the awareness of taking the knowledge, understanding the benefits of these knowledge. But the third and the final step, I believe, is the most important one of all these 3. It's called wisdom. And wisdom is application. So you can know what to do, understand the benefits of doing it. But if you don't apply it, nothing's going to change or occur in your daily, weekly, monthly habits and patterns to allow you to get better and allow you to move forward. So when it comes to health and wellness, because we've been on this topic for the entire month. Oh, tune in next week. Those of you that are super spiritual, I'm going to give you a spiritual, next month's going to be all about spiritual coaching. And we're going to talk about kingdom living, to live like the king, not religiously living, not church living, not worthy living, but kingdom living. So you want to tune in all next month. You want to tune in all next month. It's going to be a great coaching session because it's the will of God that we live like kings. That's why he's the King of kings. So you and I are kings. My God. But we got to get the knowledge of it. We got to get the understanding of it. And then we have to live in the wisdom part, the application of it. The scripture teaches us that the wisdom is the principal thing. It's the main thing, the application of taking the knowledge, understanding why we do it. And it's the most powerful thing is the wisdom. It's the principal thing. So same thing with being healthy. Same thing with losing weight. Same thing about getting in shape. You got to know, you got to understand, and the most important part, you got to apply. Come on, y'all. Come on. Okay. You got to know how to eat. You have to understand the benefits of eating good so that you can apply it. Watch this. Not being perfect, because none of us are perfect, but apply it in your lifestyle that most of the time, 85% of the time, 90% of the time, you're following the proper principles of taking care of this temple. Okay. This one's for the super spiritual people. 1 Corinthians 10:31. Whatever you eat, whatever you drink, whatever you do to the glory of God. It's God's will that we be healthy. So we got to know how to eat and what to eat. We have to understand that we got to change our thinking. We got to change our mindset. And we have to change the way we make the decisions and choices. Watch this, on a daily basis. This coaching show, this coaching business / ministry is all about the daily practical things to make the necessary changes. Because if we can better our thinking, change our thinking, then we can change our behavior. Y'all ain't talking to me. I'm just giving you some recaps. And if we change our behavior, watch this, we can change our life. Wow. But it starts with the thinking. Got to change the way you think. So if you're going to be healthy, you got to think health. You got to make health become a priority. Because when you make the daily choices and the daily decisions, you want to make health become a priority. Watch this, because you can have all these other things. You can have all the riches, all the degrees in education. You can have the positions and the titles. But if you ever lose your health, you can't enjoy it, or you can't be the best version of who you are because you're dealing with different issues that are going to limit you from being everything God created you to be, from a mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual standpoint. So, as a coach, my assignment is to coach you, but to challenge, to motivate you, but to push you, to help you. The Bible says, iron sharpens iron. Become the best version of who you are from the inside out and not the outside in. So the wisdom is the application that we all need to apply daily, weekly, and monthly so that we're intentionally getting better and moving forward from all standpoints. But we've been focusing this month on health. And it's the will of God that you and I be healthy. It's the will of God that you and I be healthy. It's the will of God that you and I be healthy. We got to get that knowledge. We got to get that understanding. And then we got the most important, because wisdom is the principal thing, we got to apply it. Whatever we need to apply, one day at a time, one area at a time. But we have to be intentional about it. We got to change the way we think. so that we can change the things we do, so that we can transform our life. So as a transformational coach, these are some of the principles that we try to coach and practice. Because how many of you know the more you practice it, the better you become? That's why we say on it one day at a time. As an ex-athlete, whether we play football, baseball, basketball, whatever, one of the most fundamental principles is to practice every day so that you can get better, so that you can perform at an elite or higher level. And that's the whole same goal, for us to practice so that we can perform at an elite or higher level when it comes from spiritual health, physical health, mental health, and emotional health, when it comes from who you are. So we talked about the 7 Ds. So let me speed this up. Last week, and we said desire, decision, do it, discipline, determination, dedication, and taking dominion. These are the 7 Ds of bettering ourselves. The first one, desire. Remember, you got to want it. I can want it for you as a coach, but if you don't want it, nothing I can do for it. So you have to have that desire, that appetite, that longing. You got to want it. You got to want to get better spiritually. You got to want to get better physically. You want to get better mentally. You got to want to get better emotionally. Then you got to make a decision. That desire by itself is just a longing. But you have to make a decision. You have to make up your mind. You have to come to a conclusion to be intentional. Then we talked about do it. One of the most important parts of wisdom is the application. Do it. If you're going to lose the weight, do it. If you're going to get in shape, do it. If you're going to be healthy, do it. If you're going to change your eating habits, do it. If you're going to become more physically active, do it. Perform it, execute it, make it happen. That's the principal thing. And in the doing, now you got to become disciplined. That's what the coaches do. They set up programs and they meet with you for accountability so that you can develop new habits. And that's where the discipline part comes from. It comes from being consistency, setting up systems and rules and new ways to follow, training that mind over and over and over, training that wheel over and over, training that body over and over to do what you say you're going to do, whether you feel like it or not. That's why it's not this transformation from a spiritual standpoint, transformation from a physical, mental, emotional standpoint. It's not about your feelings. Our feelings change every day, all the time. So we got to get to a place, if we want to change our ways, transforms our life. It's our thinking that leads into the behavior, that leads into the lifestyle. So this lifestyle change is not based on feelings. I feel like it today. I feel like it this week. I feel like it this month. But then tomorrow and next day and next week and next month, I don't feel like it. So whether you feel like it or you don't, these are some disciplined habits and behaviors that we put in with training and consistency so that you can do something that you haven't never done before. And with the discipline comes the determination. Over 30 years of being in the health and wellness fitness industry, I've seen people transform their lives. I've seen it. I've helped them. I have motivated them. I have encouraged them. I have pushed them. I have challenged them. I have coached them. And then some just being in the industry, I just seen. And if they came across my path, I encourage. But you got to have the determination. See, the discipline plays a factor of you doing what you say. But you got to be determined to stay disciplined. You got to be determined to stay consistent. You got to be determined to do what you say you're going to do, whether you feel like it or not. But the one thing I can tell you, we all can relate with this. Life will punch you. Life will, you get a flat tire, you can hit the pothole. You have trials and tribulations, life-changing events that happens. So life is going to be life. That's why attitude is everything. That's why attitude is everything. That's why attitude is everything. How you see it, how you perceive it. Because that's that determination. So no matter what life throws at you, I'm determined that if I get knocked down, I'm going to get back up. And we're going to talk about that today. So the determination, that's that conviction. That's that perseverance. That's that mentality to never quit, never give up. And then with that determination, you got to be dedicated to it. 7 Ds of bettering yourself, transforming your life. That dedication means devotion, commitment, loyalty. So I got to be committed to this. I'm talking about the lifestyle change. So if we're going to live a healthy lifestyle change, or we're going to live a holy lifestyle change, or we're going to live a spiritual lifestyle change, or we're going to live a mental and emotional lifestyle change, we got to be dedicated, committed, loyal, devoted, faithful to that desire, to that decision, to that action we did, to that discipline, to that determination. We have to be loyal, dedicated to this lifestyle, dedicated to this lifestyle, dedicated to this. That's why you want to tune in next week, because we're talking about the difference of kingdom and religion. Jesus never brought a religion. He only brought a kingdom, a new lifestyle, not a religious ritual rules that mankind has created. I'm talking about a kingdom living. You're going to tune in next month. I just had to take that moment that you want to tune in, because it's that's you know who Jesus' number one enemy was? Opponents, opposition, was the religious elites, scholars, educators. Because he brought a new way of doing things. He says repent. The word repent means to change your thinking. Because if we're religious, we got a religious mindset thinking. I think we all are in some form or fashion, but he's telling us to change our thinking. For there's the king's way of doing it, not a religious way of doing it. And we want to have a lifestyle that we pleases the King of Kings. So you want to really tune in. It's going to challenge everything you have learned from a religious standpoint. Because that's what Jesus says. He challenged everything that they had learned when he came in. And he says, change your thinking. It's the king's way of doing things now. And the religious people didn't like it. And I know they're not going to like this teaching, but I got to do what I got to do. All right. So, dedication. And the last one is dominion. In order for our lifestyle to change, we got to put those principles into daily practices. So eventually we get to a place where we take dominion over that negative thinking, dominion over those negative thoughts, dominion over that procrastination, dominion over those excuses that we put on every month, every year. In order for the lifestyle to change, we have to take dominion over everything that has hindered us and stopped us in the past. The sweets, that fried chicken, that pork, the way we used to eat, the way we did not exercise. We have to put those principles, those 60s, so when we get to the 70s, we can take dominion over those things. We can dominate, take control, take charge. Whether I feel like it or I don't, I'm making the decision and the choice today to eat healthy, today to do something healthy, today to encourage myself, today to meditate on those things which are pure and lovely and of good report. That's that mental. So that I can count it all joy, so I can rejoice always. That's not emotional. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So every day in our subconscious mind, we want to take dominion over those things that would challenge us, that has challenged us, that has stopped us or prevent us from doing what we said we were going to do, that lifestyle change. So that 7D comes in. So now, once you get in shape, once you lose the weight, once you learn how to eat right, once you become more fitter, once you become better when it comes to your health and your wellness and your fitness, you don't quit. This is not something I do for a season. This is not something I do for a moment. This is not something I just do because I feel like it. Remember, I said we don't do it because I feel like it. Once we accomplish the goals that we said we want to accomplish, our blood pressure is normal. We're eating better. We lost the weight. We're healthier. We're more toner. We're more tighter. We're fitter. Fitter. That means good condition. Mentally, we're in good condition. Emotionally, we're in good condition. Physically, we're in good condition. Spiritually, we're in good condition. That's good health. Remember, we said it's God's will that we be in health. Good health. Then we don't quit. We never arrive. It becomes a lifestyle. So next year, this time, God's willing, we want to have a lifestyle of eating good, being more active, being healthy, being fit. We never quit. So the thinking has to change. This is just what I do now. If it's God's will that I be in health, I do what I got to do so that I get better from a spiritual, physical, mental, and emotional health part. It's just what I do. So whether I like it or I don't like it, I do it because it's a lifestyle, spiritual lifestyle. So it says, do not be conformed to the things of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of the mind. That's all we're saying. So just like it's spiritually, that word plays a major factor, but physically, do not be conformed to what everybody else is doing. Not eating, gaining weight, being obese, being overweight, being out of shape, kidney problems, liver problems, diabetes problems. Don't conform to that. Be transformed by the renewing of the mind. I'm going to be healthy now. one day at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 month at a time. So as a coach, what I always tell you, what coaches do, we set up long-term and short-term goals. So let's just use that example. Long-term goals a year. In a year, I want to lose 50 pounds. You can do it. I've seen people do 100 pounds in a year. That's part of the goal. But then we take that yearly goal or health. I want to exercise 3, 4, 5 times a day. From me to you as a coach, you should do 30 minutes of something every day, whether you're walking, 30 minutes, up the steps, 30 minutes. You want to keep your heart strong. So you want to do some type of activities, always. Minimum of 30 minutes. The more the better, obvious. So then we take the long-term goal. Let's just say you have, this time next year, you want to lose 50 pounds, 60 pounds, or whatever. Then we break that up into quarterly pounds. There's 4 quarters in a year. Let's just say 100 pounds. You're super overweight, just to make it simple. So that means we want to lose 25 pounds every 3 months. And 25 pounds every 3 months is 8 pounds a month. So then we want to take that quarterly goal into a monthly goal. So that 8 pounds a month is 2 pounds a week. See what I just did? 2 pounds a week. And then we want to take that weekly goal into what this coach is all about, that daily goal. That daily goal. Because what you do today matters. So every day we want to have a goal to do today. That's that lifestyle change. So if it's 2 pounds a week, then we're talking about 25 pounds, 0.25 pounds a day. Look how easy that is. If we just focus on what we're eating, how we're eating right, then that ultimate goal is not an overwhelming goal, because if I can just lose 0.25 pounds today, less than that really, then by the end of the week, I'm at that 2.5 pounds at the end of the week. And if I do that each day and each week, by the end of the month, I lost that 8 pounds. Now, you could probably lose more just on learning how to eat, but what happens, people goes for that quick fix. And when in that quick fix, they lose all the weight real fast, and then they gain it back because they never put the practical principles in their life. So they don't know how to maintain the lifestyle. So they're up and down like a yo-yo. I lose weight for a wedding, then I gain the weight back. So now my marriage, I'm overweight. Come on, y'all. And we can go on and on and on. I lose weight for this occasion. I lose weight for that occasion. Then when the occasion's over, you go back. It's not good for you to be overweight, and it's not good for you to be obesity. That's just the reality as a health coach. Overweight means you're not healthy. So that's that challenge and that accountability a coach or a trainer brings to you. So now we got to figure out how to do it, like I just told you. So now we bring it into the daily plan. So every day I'm focused. Health is a priority. Like brushing your teeth, taking a shower, getting dressed, health is a priority. So I make the decisions, because all day long you're choosing, what am I going to wear? What am I going to eat? What do I got to do? You're making decisions all day long. But let me learn how to make decisions and make health be a priority of the decisions that I'm making. And if I win the day, I can win the week. If I win the week, then I can win the month. If I win the month, I can win the quarter. If I win the quarter, I can win the year. And once I achieve that goal, because it's not going to happen overnight, it's going to require hard work. It's going to require discipline, determination, dedication. Once I reach that goal, I don't quit. So this time next year, I want to maintain it. So a lot of people ask me, what is the hardest? Is the hardest reaching the goal, or is the hardest maintaining the goal? Wow. Because it's going to take some work at reaching your goal, whatever your goal is in life. But we're talking about from the health. It's going to require commitment and dedication and discipline. So that's going to be work. Many days you're not going to want to do it. You're not going to feel like doing it, but you still got to do it. That's what the coaches come in. They're here to keep you focused and keep you motivated. And when you get knocked down, none of us are perfect. We all hit potholes. The good thing what a coach does, he gets you back on track. You don't hit that pothole, get that flat tire, and now you stand on the side of the road forever. No, you make the necessary adjustments so you get back on the road so that you can keep moving forward. And that's what the trainers and the coaches do in all areas of your life. But we've been focused on this health thing. So then once you reach the goal, it's like it's taking dominion over the old you so that you can live the new you, the new lifestyle, the lifestyle change. That's just as hard, probably harder than achieving the goal. Because now once I get there, I got to keep it. So next year, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, so for the rest of my life, I want to live this lifestyle change, this kingdom lifestyle change, this physical lifestyle change, this holistic lifestyle change. So I got to develop new, consistent habits so that I'm doing what I need to do so that I'm staying on that journey. Just like if you're spiritual, you know, one bad decision can ruin and wreck all of our life. So we got to focus so that we can function in the way God called us to function. So that we can flourish and be everything he says that he called us to be. All right. So that leads me into 20 minutes of what motivational word that I have for you today. You got to believe you can. That's my word. Quick motivation. Believe you can. Believe you can. You got to believe you can. From a spiritual coach, that foundation comes from Mark 9:23, where Jesus says, all things are possible to him that believe. So if you want to lose the weight, you got to believe you can. If you want to get in shape, you got to believe you can. If you want to live a healthier lifestyle, you got to believe you can. If you want to stay healthy and stay in shape, you got to believe you can. You got to believe you can. It's already, what's today's date? March 27th. It's already the third month going into the 27th of the third month of this new year. And if you haven't made the necessary changes, okay, we can't live in the past. Forget about the things. But starting now, you got to believe you can. You got to believe you can lose the weight. You got to believe you can get in shape. You got to believe that you can live a spiritual health lifestyle. You got to believe you can live a physical healthy lifestyle. You got to believe you can mentally and emotionally get better. You got to believe you can. It might be hard. It might be tough. It might or it will. Let me just say it might. It will require a lot of hard work. But you got to believe you can. Come on now. Come on now. It doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what other people think about you. It doesn't matter what the narrative that they want you to live by. You got to make up your mind and you got to believe you can. You got to believe you can. You got to believe you can. The odds may be against you. The journey and the process may be difficult and may take a process, and it may be a long time before you see those results. But you got to believe you can. No one in your family might not be doing it. Your co-workers and your neighbors might not do it. But you got to believe you can, no matter what the narratives of people's opinions or their lifestyle says. You got to believe you can get better, and you got to believe that you can move forward. You got to believe you can. You're not going to feel like it, but you got to believe you can. Many days you're not going to want to do it, but you got to believe you can. And it's going to be difficult, but you got to believe you can. You might have tried to lose the weight before. You might have tried to eat healthy before. You might have tried to exercise on a regular basis before, New Year's resolutions every year before. Regardless of your history, today is a new day, and you got to believe you can do it. My God, my God, my God. The struggle is real. The challenges are tough. But we never quit. We never give up. We never lose hope. Why? Because we believe we can. As an ex-athlete, we were trained and taught when you get knocked down, and life will knock you down. Life will challenge you, and life is a struggle. What do? You got two options. You can stay down, whine, cry, make excuses, or you can get back up again. And I just came to give somebody a motivational word today, is that you can believe you can get up and do it again. Somebody say, get up and do it again, get up and do it again, get up and do it again, and get up and do it again. But you got to believe you can. Your coach may believe you can. Your trainer may believe you can. Your loved ones and family members may believe you can. But what is Coach Bishop Don trying to say to you today? You got to believe you can. You got to believe you can eat better. And you got to believe you can do it. I mean, you got to overcome all those habits and all those patterns that we all were taught, that narrative that we were taught that causes bad health. We got to believe we can change our thinking. You got to believe you can. That sweating and that hard work and that I don't feel like, and that toughness of doing it again and again and again, you got to get to a place and you got to believe you can. You got to believe you can. As a coach, I know you can, but you got to believe you can. We can coach you and lead you to the water, but you got to believe you can drink it. Come on, y'all. You got to believe you can. So I'm going to give you 3 things, and I'm going to get out of the way, because my Lord and your Lord says all things are possible to him that believe. We've been talking about living a healthier lifestyle. Watch this, so that we can pass it on to our children, and that they can pass it on to their children. So we don't always have to have high blood pressure, and we always don't have to have diabetes, And we don't have to take all the different medications. That doesn't heal us, that just keeps us to be able to function on a day-to-day basis. You got to believe you can change the narrative in your family. You got to believe you can change the narrative with your children. You got to believe you can change the narrative in your life, that as of now, I'm going to be healthier from a spiritual standpoint, spiritual health. Because life is going to challenge you, and you got to be spiritually healthy. I know that God is in control. I know that he'll never leave me nor forsake me. So instead of me being stressed out, worried, full of doubt, I got to be spiritually healthy. But you got to also be physically healthy. You got to believe you can be physically healthy so that I can be the best version of who God says I am. So that I'm able to do things from a health standpoint that won't limit me, because I'm overweight, bad back, bad knees, don't have the energy. There's a gift that God put in you, and he's not finished with you. I don't care if you're 60 years old. I don't care if you're 70 years old. I don't care if you're 80 years old. God still wakes you up, God wants you to impact and influence somebody in your circles. Life, there's something in you that can make someone else better. Woo! God, that can push somebody, it can encourage somebody, that can motivate somebody, that can uplift somebody. And if you're an elder, you're in your 50s, 60s, you already know life is full of ups and downs and changes and turnarounds, good and bad and happy and sad. But you got to stay in the game. You got to keep on getting back up. And you got to believe you can do it again. You got to believe you can. Abraham did. He believed that he can. The odds were against him. He was an elder in his age, but he believed. And Mark 9:23 says, all things are possible to him. Colonel Sanders, Dave Wendy, these folks were in their upper 60s, close to 70. Had failure after failure after failure after failure after failure after failure after failure. But they never gave up on themselves. They never gave up on their ability. They never gave up on their belief system. And eventually they had a breakthrough and their entire life changed. So now we can teach our children to be healthy. And they can teach their children to be healthy. And we just broke the curse of bad health in our homes, in our families, in our communities. We got to believe you can. You got to believe you can. You got to believe you can. It's going to take commitment, but you got to believe you can. It's going to take hard work, but you got to believe you can. It's going to take discipline, but you got to believe you can. It's going to take a lot of perseverance and determination, but you got to believe you can. So number one is you got to have the attitude. I say it all the time. Attitude is everything. You got to believe you can. It starts with the mindset. Everything starts with the mindset. Your behavior follows your mindset. So as a man thinketh in his heart, that means your subconscious mind, so is he. So you got to believe you can in your subconscious mind. God before me, who can be against me? I am more than a conqueror. I am the head and not the tail. You got to believe you can. Attitude. It's a mental outlook. It's a perception. It's a way of thinking. And what am I trying to say? I'm trying to help coach you and motivate you to change your life. I don't care what you have accomplished and what you have achieved. I clap, I celebrate you. But if you're still here in the land of the living, God's not finished what you can. There's another level, another dimension that he wants you to live in, and you got to believe you can. You can get better. You got to believe you can. You can make progress. You got to believe you can. You can change your life. You got to believe you can. 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 Yes, it's going to take work. Yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, you got to put some energy, but you got to believe you can. So attitude, you got to have the confidence. You got to have the confidence in the conviction, which is a fixed and firm belief inside of you, a determination. I believe in 2022, I can live the best version of who I am from a spiritual standpoint, because we are spirits who live in a body and we possess a soul. Right now, here I am. You see my spirit, my energy speaking to you. If I would die, you'll see just this body. My spirit would left me. So we live in the body, but we are spirit. So you got to believe you can get better from a spiritual standpoint. That's that inner man, who you really are. From an emotional standpoint, you got to believe you can get better. From a mental standpoint, you got to believe you can get better. From a physical standpoint, now I got to lose the weight. I got to tone it up. I got to tighten it up. I want to live a healthier lifestyle. You got to believe you can. It's going to take consistency, but you got to believe you can. It's going to take dedication. You got to believe you can. It's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take a lot of changing the way I think. I got to get rid of my stinking thinking, my old way of thinking. If I want to be the best version of who I am at the age of 70, 80, 60, 50, 40, whatever your age is, 30, you got to believe you can. Attitude is everything. It's a mindset. It's a way of thinking. I always say, and as a coach, when my clients come or people come with their issues or their problems, one of my job as a coach is not to look at the problems, to look for the answer. I just helped somebody just now. When life hits you with punches and blows and difficult times and seasons, you got to always look for the answer. Somebody's about to start a business because they're going to look for the answer. If you can solve a problem, you got a business. Ooh, that's why fast foods are all over the place, because it solves the problems of people wanting to eat when they want to eat and the way when they want to eat. So your attitude is everything. I can look at it, man, I got to lose 100 pounds. I don't know. Or I can say, I can do this. I just got to take it one day at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 month at a time. I got to learn how to eat better. I got to cut out my salt intake, cut out my sugar intake, cut out my sweet intake. I got to eliminate some of that red meat and that pork. You got to believe you can do this. Change the way you think. Thinking is everything. Thinking is everything. You got to believe. Other people might not believe in you, but you got to believe in you. You got to believe that you have the ability to do what you say you're going to do. It might be hard. It might take time. It might not be easy, but you got to believe you can. Attitude. Somebody out there say attitude. Number 2, action. Faith without works is dead. So you can believe, but if you don't have no action that backs up your belief, it's dead. Yeah, put the work in. You got to put the work in. The Lord just opened up the door, and I have a couple new clients this past week. And one of the things I'm saying to you is what I'm saying today. You got to do the work. I'm here to push. I'm here to coach. I'm here to uplift. I'm here to challenge. I'm here to help you make those daily, weekly adjustments. When you get the flat tire, you hit the bump in the road, you lose your focus for a day or two. My assignment is it's like you're a player. You drop a pass and you come on the sideline. The coach doesn't beat you up. He claps his hand. We got to stop judging and criticizing people. Just like when you make a mistake, you don't want to be judged and criticized. You got to stop judging and criticizing people when they make mistakes. You got to clap your hands. You got to uplift them. You got to encourage them so that they can get back in the game of life. Who are you? You're not God to judge somebody, to discourage somebody. It's part of the process. You got to keep on getting up again. I love that. I love that life lesson that I learned in sports, because you got to compete. Everybody's trying to get your position. Everybody's trying to make the team. Some people talk about you, criticize you, saying you this, you that. You see all these, you watch the news and all these analysts that constantly get paid because their job is to talk, but they make mistakes every year, all the time. This team's going to get, this guy's not this. They can't even do what these guys are doing. So you got to have the mindset, the attitude, and you have to have the action to prove people wrong. Who are they to tell you what you can and you cannot do? The odds might be against you. It might take a lot of hard work. You might have to overcome some difficult things, but you got to believe you can. That's all I'm saying to you. Believe you can, believe you can, believe you can, believe you can, believe you can. Because you got to it's the process of acting, being active, having that energy, doing the right activities, that action. You got to believe you can, not just with attitude, but you got to believe you can with the action. Daily action, weekly action, monthly action, yearly action. You got to believe you can. Your life is about to turn around. You got to believe you can. You're about to step into a whole nother dimension of who you are when you believe you can. People might have count you out. When they see you in the next 6 months and they see you in the next year and 2-3 years from now, they see you rise to be the best in the highest version of who you are. And you had all those obstacles overcome. You got to say, I believe I could. And all I'm saying is you got to believe you can. So you got to have the attitude. You got to believe you can. You got to have the action. Attitude, action. Faith without works is dead. So not only you got to believe it, you got to do it. Believe it, 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 do it. And number 3, as I said at the end of last week, it's that authority. Attitude, action, and authority. You got to believe you can take authority over your life so that you have the right attitude, you are doing the right activities, the right action, you're walking in authority or dominion or charge of your choices and your decisions. You're taking authority and accountability in your life because you believe you can. That allows you to operate into a God-given power. Ooh-wee. When people counted you out, criticized you, judged you, talked about you, don't believe in you, there's an inner power that overcomes all that. Because they're just man just like you. They have issues just like you. They're not perfect just like you. But when you take authority over other people's opinions about you, they can't stop. You now walk into that inner power. It might take me a minute, but I can do it. I believe I can. You might not like me, but I believe I can. You might always talk about me and judge me, but I believe I'm taking authority over your opinion and your belief and your narrative See, people will put their narrative, or society will put their narrative to try to control you, keep you in a control mindset of what they believe and how they want to control your action in your life. Somebody says, I'm coming out of that stuff. I'm taking authority over my attitude. I'm taking authority in my daily activities with my actions. I'm taking authority over my life. Why? Because I believe I can. Somebody says, I believe I can. See, your life is about to transform. There's a shift that just manifested. You're going and living in another realm, in another dimension, in a greater realm, in a greater dimension of who you are when you believe you can. Nothing can stop you when you believe you can. You're more than a conqueror when you believe you can. You operate in that inner power, that inner ability, when you believe you can. You make those choices on a daily, weekly basis. That authority, you take the proper authority over your life by making the right choices, the healthy choices, and the healthy decisions when you can believe you can. One of the greatest deliverance, I keep saying this, I'm about to close this plan. One of the greatest deliverance that you and I and we can live in is when you get delivered from other people's opinion about you. They can't stop you. Don't let their opinion stop you. Take authority over that and believe you can. Whatever that can is. We've been talking about from a healthy lifestyle. One of the things about Supreme Total Fitness is about transforming your life from the inside out. That's what makes us different than the regular life coach, than the regular fitness or health coach. We focus on the inner person. So if we can change the inner thinking, the inner emotions, the spiritual man, and get the physical man right, nothing can stop you. And it doesn't matter how old you are or how long will it take. It's the attitude, the action, and the authority that you take. See, this is a self-examination. It's a self-accountability. That's what we coaches do. We help you. So I don't care if you're 60s or 70s, 50s or 40s or 30s or in your young 20s. You know, my assignment is to encourage you, to help you, to motivate you with some practical principles on a daily, weekly basis so that you can live at that next level in your life, that greater dimension, that greater realm that's in you. But you got to believe you can. 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 I'm your coach, Bishop Don Jenkins, with the motivational word. I'm a motivational coach. So if you need someone to motivate your circle, your community, your team, your organization, your school, go to supremetotalfitness.com, my website. It gives you the information where you can get in contact with me as a motivational coach. So here's the beauty about the pandemic. Now we're able to reach people the way I'm talking to you right now. Virtual. And many people need a virtual coach. So if you want to lose weight and you've never done it on your own, obvious you got to do something that you've never done before. And you might need a coach to walk you through the ups and downs and the challenges and the struggle. Contact Coach Don Bishop Jenkins. from a spiritual standpoint, from a physical standpoint, from a mental and emotional standpoint. We're about getting better one day at a time, 1 week at a time. You don't have to keep living the same way you were living. It's about the lifestyle change. And we focus daily. It's like I'm closing, but it's like March Madness now. Every game counts. And so our life madness, not March Madness, is every day count. Every week counts. Every month counts. Tomorrow's not promised. So we want to focus on getting better, and we want to focus on moving forward. So we got to believe we can. Mindset change that leads into the behavior change, that leads into the lifestyle change. You got to believe you can. You got to have the right attitude. You got to take action. Faith without works is dead. You got to do it. You got to commit to it. You got to have perseverance and determination and discipline and accountability. You got to self-examine your daily, weekly, monthly lifestyle. And then once you achieve whatever that goal is, you got to maintain it. So you still got to put the work in. I should do a teaching about putting the work in. Because a lot of times in this, we want to just get it. No, you got to put the work in. But you got to believe you can. You got to believe you can. That's the word, believe you can. Attitude, action, and authority. You got to believe you can. And when you put the right attitude, and you do the right activities, which is your action, then you can take authority over everything that hindered you, that stopped you, or prevented you in the past from living at the greater level and the greater dimension of being the best version of who you are. Take authority over it. Take power over it. Take command over it. Take charge over your life. Take dominion. You got to believe you can. So if you like this, encourage me back. I'm an encourager, but every encourager loves to get encouraged back. So can you encourage me back by liking this? Can you encourage me back by sharing this? There's somebody in your family that needs motivation. Somebody in your circle that needs encouragement. So pass this on, because I believe they can, as a motivation. Let's encourage other people in our space. Give them this word, pass this word on, and say, you got to believe you can. It's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take consistency and discipline. It's going to take accountability. It's going to take constant self-examination. That's what makes us coach successful in transforming people's life, because we help you, we challenge you, we encourage you, we never judge you, we always make adjustments. Just like if you missed that free throw, you can't live in that miss. You got to make adjustments and focus it all over again. That's what we do as coaches. We live in the now and we pursue the future. I believe you can. You got to believe you can. Pass this on to somebody else. Somebody needs a word of encouragement, a word of motivation. And if you're looking for a coach, I am your coach. Or find a coach. But because of the pandemic, I don't care where you live at, we can do this thing on the line. We can FaceTime, Zoom. We can, all these are notebooks, people's wishes and their goals and their desires. And we write them down and we develop plans and we go back and look at them and we try to make those corrections, and we go back and look at them. We try to keep pushing forward. But the ultimate goal is we help you with a program. We follow you with motivation and accountability. We sharpen you with discipline and dedication. We push you to be the best and highest version of who God created you to be. And we do it online. And we do it one-on-one. And we get real. And we talk about real stuff. And yes, you're going to struggle because you're not going to change overnight. Nobody does. But the coach is to push and to encourage. And it doesn't matter how old you are. You can get better. And you can make progress. It doesn't matter what all you have accomplished. You still can go to another level. And the best achievement that we want you to have is the inner you to get better from the inside out. Not to live based on what you've done on the outside, but what you're doing on the inside. I'm your coach, Bishop Don Jenkins. Tune in next week. We're going into some spiritual coaching, and we're going to talk about kingdom living at an elite and higher level from a spiritual standpoint, being imitators of Christ. So from a spiritual standpoint, living like a king because he is a king. Tune in next week. We're not going to preach at you. It's going to be a coaching session. God bless you. I love you. And Jesus loves you more. Have a wonderful and great day on purpose.